welcome to SVGTV's news for Monday, February 9th, 2026. I'm Trisky Campbell with the details. Governor General His Excellency Stanley John today delivered his first throne speech inside the House of Assembly at the commencement of the first session of the 12th Parliament, ahead of the presentation of the national budget. For the first time, Parliament also saw the use of a sign language interpreter, ensuring that citizens who are deaf or hearing impaired could follow the proceedings in real time. In his throne speech, His Excellency expressed that he is simultaneously proud and humbled to serve the country at such a high level, pointing out that the nation has ample reason to celebrate at this time, and charged the new administration to serve with inclusive, sound, and principled leadership.
We thank Almighty God for His new year and for the dawn of a new era marked by the commencement of the term of office of the new administration. This latter has occurred as a consequence of our people's exercise of their democratic franchise in the November 2025 general elections. My government was elected to office and given a most decisive mandate to implement the development program that was presented to the citizenry of St. Vincent and the Grenadines in the period leading up to the 2025 elections. I exhort members of all this august House to rise to the challenge of providing effective, inclusive, sound, and principled leadership to our beloved country and people. It is a task that demands your full attention and commitment. The people whom you serve expect no less than your very best and will closely evaluate your performance. They deserve leaders who govern for the benefit of all. Partisanship certainly has no place in this endeavor. I am confident that you embrace this sentiment and will govern accordingly.
The Governor General said the government has set out a development agenda founded mainly on 4 economic pillars: agriculture, tourism, the blue economy, and the new economy, which constitutes a blend of traditional and modern, and aims to accelerate sustainable economic growth, resulting in a job creation and prosperity for all.
That's my government's intentions: to invest tangibly and significantly in the human capital of this country, and in doing so, ensure that each Vincentian is afforded the opportunity to maximize his/her God-given ability and contribute to national development. The path that lies ahead will undoubtedly be an arduous one. This is especially true in the contemporary context of the myriad uncertainties that beset our region and the wider world. However, with the grace and guidance of Almighty God, the vision and leadership of my government, and the united efforts of our people, we will succeed. Budget 2026 is grounded in the principle of fiscal prudence and shaped by the recognition that the management of our finite resources must be informed by responsible stewardship. These are precepts to which my government is fully committed. The ultimate goal of my government's overarching fiscal policy is the marked and measurable improvement in the circumstances and living conditions of all Vincentians. Better remuneration and overall improvement in working conditions, greater opportunities for education, training, and employment, and the active participation of all nationals in the economic, social, and cultural life of St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
In pursuit of its goals, the Governor General said his government commits to tapping into every available and legitimate source of talent, expertise, and finance.
These include public-private partnerships, our nationals in the diaspora, existing and renewed relationships with our allies and development partners, optimizing revenue generation from traditional sectors, stimulating the local economy through the establishment of non-traditional sectors, and financing resources such as a robustly regulated Citizen by Investment Program and the National Development Bank, and attracting more foreign direct investment.
Minister and Minister of Finance Dr. Godwin Friday is currently presenting his first national budget. The budget, totaling $1.8 billion, a 2% increase over the approved budget for 2025, is centered on the theme From Rescue to Resilience, building one nation together. In his presentation, the Prime Minister outlined what he described as the realistic truth of the country's economy, contrasting it with the outlook of the former administration, which he said was neither reflective of nor in the interest of the people.
We gather today at the beginning of a new chapter in our national story. This is a time for truth. It is a time for courage. It is a time for the hard work of transformation. For too long, the true state of our nation has been obscured by glossy statistics that do not match the lived reality of our citizens. Today, I am here to open the books and lay out the unvarnished facts of our social and economic condition with the respect that our citizens deserve.
The Finance Minister noted that they will be reviewing projects and contracts passed by the European administration just before the elections.
Our nation has emerged from a lost decade between 2016 and 2025. 10 years defined by persistent fiscal deficits and the servicing of inflated contracts. We inherited a mountain of debt. Some of it accumulated through agreements signed in the literal dying days of the previous administration. It is our duty now to re-examine these hastily concluded deals, struck at speed just days before the polls, to ensure that Vincentians finally get the fair deal they deserve.
Also in his budget presentation, the Prime Minister highlighted the stark reality of poverty in the country, particularly in communities classified as red and orange zones following the volcanic eruption. He said his government will be addressing this issue with a focus on reducing the high unemployment rates.
The critical truth made evident in the recent independent poverty assessment based on the official data and information from the 2018 Survey of Living Conditions and the 2023 Population and Housing Census is the silent crisis of poverty. The assessment reveals a stark reality. Nearly 1 in 3 Vincentians, more than 33% of the population, are either already living in poverty or remain only a single paycheck or natural disaster away from falling into poverty.
Budget 2026 will be debated for the rest of the week. Minister of Tourism and Member of Parliament for North Leeward, Dr. Kishore Shallow, has reiterated that residents of North Leeward and the wider Vincentian workforce will not be fired under the new government. Addressing his North Leeward constituents at his first meeting last Thursday evening, Dr. Shallow said he understands that many people are frustrated and in need of jobs. However, he emphasized that firing workers is not part of the government's plan.
Said on the campaign that we are not going to fire people. When we said on the campaign that what we are going to do is create more jobs and increase salaries, we meant that. So we know you have supported the NDP, some of you, for 25 plus years. We know some of you have been marginalized by the ULP. But what I say, and I say this on behalf of Dr. Friday, our Prime Minister, I say this on behalf of my cabinet colleagues, that we are not going down the road that ULP went for 25 years. We are not going to victimize people because they vote for ULP.
Dr. Shallow said the current administration will not do what the previous administration did, but will instead take the higher road, one where all Vincentians can benefit and contribute to the development of the country.
Expect that this is what this new government is going to do. We are going to look out for every single Vincentian, regardless of who they supported in the past. And so yes, as I said earlier, I totally appreciate you're anxious for opportunities, and I know deep down you don't want to see other people, your neighbors and your other families suffer. But I understand that from the limited resources and the limited opportunities, you want your jobs too. And that is why we are working hard at creating those opportunities so that all of us could enjoy jobs. Because if we continue on that road that the ULP was on, I could tell you, St. Vincent and the Grenadines is going to be poor for it.
Several constituents raised concerns and issues affecting the people of North Leeward during the meeting. A number of recommendations were also made, including from one constituent who addressed job availability and the government's position on not firing workers. Bruce has said that his ministry will be revisiting the Canada Farm Workers Program, noting that it has not been functioning as it should. Minister Bruce, who addressed the number of issues raised by farmers in North Leeward, explained that the program needs to be broadened so that more people can benefit.
It is, in many regards, in recent time, best considered to be overrated. And I'll tell you why I say that. What essentially happens is that the farms in Canada, year after year, will request the same set of people who have been working with them to come back and come back and come back again. So, for those of you who were told that you must come and you'll get opportunities to go to Canada easily, that was not the truth. What we have decided is that we need to revisit that program, add new energy to that program, and to seek to add new employment opportunities to that program. And when Dr. Shallow comes back to talk to you at his next consultation, hopefully, all things being equal, we will be making brand new announcements to you of new job opportunities in Canada on the Farm Workers Program.
At the North Leeward meeting, the minister said he remains appalled by the situation facing daily paid workers, as there are no benefits in place for them. He said the matter is being treated with seriousness. Minister Bruce referenced a farm worker who has been employed as a daily paid worker for more than 40 years and has no benefits to collect.
41 years as a daily paid worker. If she works for another 5-6 years, under normal circumstances, when she is finished, she really and truly doesn't have any benefit to have, save and except the little payout from NIS. Well, I have news for that daily paid worker, and I have news for other daily paid workers in the sector right here in North Leeward, that through the continued representation of Dr. Shallow and through the continued representation of your humble servant in the agricultural sector, we will be announcing very soon that our government has taken the decision to ensure that at the end of your tenure as daily paid workers, when you do decide to call it quit and you retire as daily paid workers with the government, you will have something in your hands to take home.
Meanwhile, Minister Bruce announced that based on the high number of daily paid workers in the agricultural sector, his ministry will be establishing a farm workers unit. He explained how the proposed unit would function and how it would benefit both farmers and the workers.
Received several indications from farmers that they oftenly can't find people to go and work on their farms. Well, hear me. Our current daily paid worker program has almost 600 daily paid workers in the Ministry of Agriculture alone. Far too many daily paid workers. So guess what? We intend to redesign that unit and call it the Farm Workers Unit, so that a farmer in Fitzhugh or a farmer in Richmond or a farmer in Chateaubelair who wishes to have, let's say, 5-6 workers to work with him or her for an entire week can come to the Ministry of Agriculture, register and pay for those workers for the 6 days, and the ministry will make the arrangements so that you have those workers for the 6 days. You pay through the ministry ensure that our daily paid workers who are sent to you are paid for the time they work with you.
The minister further stated that the unit will also seek to address the high unemployment rates in the country.
Parallel approach is that we are doing two things. One, we are creating an opportunity where the farmers who need laborers and other workers will get those laborers and workers, but we are also ensuring that we do not exert unnecessary pressure on central government finances to meet the over-bloated daily paid workers' wages that the government currently faces. We are not there where we want yet. It is some of the reconfiguration that we are doing in the Ministry of Agriculture, and when we are finally there, Dr. Shallow and myself and members from the Agricultural Ministry will make public announcements so that farmers can benefit from daily paid workers.
A number of farmers also highlighted several problems during the meeting, which the minister said will be addressed. In response to recent incidents of gun violence, including 2 fatal shootings over the 2-day period, Deputy Prime Minister and the Minister with responsibility for national security, Sinclair Leacock, convened an emergency meeting on Sunday with Commissioner of Police Enville Williams, senior members of the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force, High Command, and representatives of the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Coast Guard Service. A news release said the meeting, which lasted approximately 3 hours, was held in the conference room of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Foreign Trade, Foreign Investment and Diaspora Affairs. Discussions focused on a broader range of matters directly impacting public safety and citizen security. Key areas included crime prevention strategies, the proliferation of illegal firearms, gun-related crimes, gang activity, police manpower and attrition, operational assets, working conditions, traffic management, emulations, and overall capacity enhancement within the security services. During the meeting, Minister Leacock underscored that the foremost responsibility of any government is the protection and safety of its citizens. He expressed grave concern about the homicide rates for 2026 and emphasized that there are too many firearms in the hands of the wrong people. The minister further announced that the government will undertake an immediate review of the process governing the insurance of firearm license and permits. He indicated that more rigorous background checks will be implemented and disclosed that license previously issued to civilians for higher powered rifles may be revoked. Addressing the issue of gangs and gang-related activity, the Deputy Prime Minister made it clear that no gang or individual will be permitted to exert control over any part of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. He cautioned against the normalization of gang culture and stressed that suppressing emerging gang activity requires a collaborative approach involving not only the police but also government agencies, civil society, the private sector, faith-based organizations, schools, families, and communities. Minister Leacock assured the Police High Command of the government's full support for crime prevention and enforcement initiatives and committed to providing the necessary human, financial, and material resources to strengthen national security operations. Following the minister's remarks, a comprehensive discussion ensured Commissioner of Police Enville Williams expressed appreciation to Minister Leacock for convening the meeting and for his continued support of the RSVG police force. The commissioner also outlined the critical operational needs and assets requirements to enhance the force's crime-fighting capacity. In response, Minister Leacock noted that several initiatives contained in the 2026 national budget are expected to significantly bolster policing and national security efforts. According to the news release, the meeting concluded on a positive and resolute note, with the Police High Command affirming their commitment to the immediate implementation of enhanced crime fighting and crime prevention initiatives. The Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force has urged all law-abiding citizens to partner with the police in building safer communities, noting that public cooperation is essential to the effective prevention and detection of crime. Citizens are reminded not to turn a blind eye to crime or harbor criminals and are encouraged to report suspicious activity to those engaged in a criminal activity. The RSVG Police Force issued a clear warning to cease all unlawful conduct immediately or face the full consequences of the law. The force reaffirmed its commitment to investing, arresting, and prosecuting offenders in the interest of public safety and national security. In other news now, young writers from across St. Vincent and the Grenadines were celebrated during a Grade 6 Writing Competition Awards ceremony hosted through a collaboration between IKTV and SVG Education Media Units. The competition, held in partnership with the Hatchet Learning, showcased the creativity, critical thinking, and writing skills of Grade 6 students. Highlighting the importance of literacy and self-expression at the primary school level, top honors went to Xenia Williams of the C.W. Prescott Primary School, who secured first place.
The big mistake I made and how I tried fixing it. It was all ruined. My eyes were in shock and I was as still as my heart. It had felt like a natural disaster had just occurred. My sister will be home any moment to behold such an incident. Oh, what could I do? My big sister's wedding was exactly 1 day away. She had trusted me with 3 things to do: collect her wedding cake, flowers, and dress. The same exact day I was given that instruction, I darted out the door and began my journey. I hopped as happily as a kangaroo and made my way into the flower boutique. "Good morning, Mrs. John. I am here to collect my sister's flowers," I exclaimed excitedly. "Oh, good morning, sweetie buns. I will get your flowers right away." I smiled forcefully at the weird name, patiently waiting to collect the fabulous flowers. Soon, she came out with the most beautiful, colorful flowers I have ever seen. I grabbed the flowers and said my goodbyes and rushed out of the store swiftly.
Dante Santana's Abala of Windsor Primary School placed second.
Christmas morning with my family is always delightful and an expression of gratitude. The brunch, gifts, smell of gingerbread, and decorations define my family's Christmas morning celebration. That morning shows my family's gratitude and love to one another. It greatly defines what matters most in a family: love. Christmas morning introduces a vast amount of amazing scents. The smell of black cake and sorrel quickly fills the air, attracting a crowd of family members to the table. Gingerbread is very abundant and it levels the smell from a strong savory, warm scent to a calm, smooth smell of carefully selected blend of spices and ginger. These scents not only draw the crowd together, but they also join the whole family together with love. At the brunch table, there is a wide range of flavors that have been crafted exquisitely for many generations back. Our diversity in spice blending and cooking techniques draws everyone closer to enjoying the food as one family. The table has perfectly cooked baked chicken seasoned with fresh chive, ginger, and many other amazing spices that give it its smooth.
While Anya John of the Kingston Preparatory School earned third place.
Christmas morning with my family was amazing. If you came into my house, you would see the big green Christmas tree that resembled a tree you would find in the depths of a forest. It was decorated with ornaments of all shapes, colors, and sizes, lights, and to top it off, a star on top. Outside, there were colorful lights everywhere, even on the bridge. A variety of foods were on the counters. Black cake, carrot cake, ham, you name it. Sliced bread was in a bowl, and local juices like sorrel and golden apple juice were there to wash down all that food. Happy songs filled the air. Parang was playing on the television. My neighbors were singing along to some Christmas songs. They sang so loudly, it seemed like the television was on mute. The parang was just the thing that made Christmas feel like Christmas. My neighbors' obnoxious singing almost ruined.
During the closing ceremony of the writing competition, Senior Education Officer Aldia Gums delivered remarks highlighting the growing presence of artificial intelligence in education. Gums noted that while artificial intelligence is often overlooked, it was encouraging to see many students choosing to develop their writing skills through traditional methods, demonstrating creativity, critical thinking, and originality.
So today, in an age when we are still coming to terms with some of the digital developments, including that huge elephant, artificial intelligence, AI, we are here to celebrate our very brilliant students who produced their pieces on their own using talent and imagination. Let us give them a round of applause. This competition is very important to us. It has been going on for quite some time, and we have had Hatchet Learning at our side supporting us. Now, this competition allows our students to really showcase the skills that they develop in the classroom. What you are seeing here is part of an end product, not just for the competition, but what is happening in our schools. You see, at school, we encourage all of our teachers, well, it is mandated that our teachers teach our students the writing process, which ends with publishing. But most times, these are kept within the schools. So at this competition, this award ceremony, we get the opportunity to present those who are showing excellence. So here they are today.
Also addressing the gathering was Senior Education Consultant of Hatchet Learning, Byron Wilson, who encouraged greater participation in initiatives that support children's development. Wilson emphasized that nurturing young minds is a shared responsibility among educators, parents, institutions, and the wider community.
I wish to encourage the schools, the parents, the teachers, the Ministry of Education, the government, and the private sector. Let us walk with our children, encourage and support them. We know that we have a little, problem with literacy, but we have to see it as our responsibility. Their development is our shared responsibility. And we know that if at the school level we reach out to parents with some initiative that is going to benefit their children, I will tell you that the parents are going to support it. I'm not saying it just because I'm here representing Hachette. I'm saying it because I experienced it as a classroom teacher for 18 years. So we have to allow the children to surge ahead and give them a chance to be the best of what they could be.
The Grade 6 writing competition forms part of the ongoing efforts to nurture young talent and promote literacy among students nationwide. Organizers expressed appreciation to the students, teachers, and support teams who contributed to the success of the competition, noting that initiatives such as these play a vital role in strengthening literacy and promoting lifelong learning among young people.